Are you going on your first Carnival cruise? Watch this video for the top 10 tips for first-time cruisers. Here's your first tip. You want to check in as soon as possible. You are paying for 4 days on your ship. Embarkation day counts as one of those days, so why not make the most of it? So I personally try to get the earliest check-in time possible because it is much easier to be delayed and show up later than it is to show up earlier. If you show up at 9 a.m. and your check-in time's at 12, they're going to make you wait outside.
Failure.
All right, so once you have checked in, you want to make sure you download the Carnival Hub app. You want to make sure you do this when you have Wi-Fi. Do this on land because Wi-Fi and internet connection is kind of spotty once you get on the ship and not guaranteed. Then you also want to make sure while you are checking in, you can make dining reservations. Pro tip, if you get a reservation and you have dinner at the steakhouse on your first night, they give you a free bottle of wine. I personally purchase a bunch of bottles of water to get delivered to my stateroom on the first day. This makes it easier. I don't have to lug around a water bottle or find water or bring it myself. I just show up and it's there. And the price is actually pretty reasonable considering the fact that you're on a cruise ship. Speaking of that, the second tip is what to pack. If this is your first time on a cruise, especially a Carnival cruise, you might not know what to pack. Bring two types of luggage or two bags. The first one is a carry-on bag that you bring with you. You carry on to the ship on your first day. The second one is a checked bag that you will give to a porter and they will bring it to onto the cruise ship and put it inside your state or outside your stateroom so you don't have to carry it. Tip number 3 is talking about this carry-on bag. So for this carry-on bag, you want to pack all the things that you need to carry onto the ship on embarkation day. So one of the most important things is your identification. You want to bring ideally a passport, or you can bring a driver's license and birth certificate. It's much easier if you have a passport, so I highly recommend bringing that. You also want to bring some money, some cash, for tips. I like bringing my swimsuit in my carry-on bag so I can change and I can enjoy the pool and the spa on embarkation day and I don't have to wait to get my checked luggage. You also want to bring your medications, anything else you need to survive or you need for that first day, or you get a delay in getting your luggage, you have access to all this stuff. I also bring a bottle for water. I did say that I buy the bottles of water, but I still bring a bottle just so I can have it with me when I'm walking around the ship. I have water. I personally don't do this, but Liv and Maddie, you guys might want to do this, is to bring some alcohol. You can bring one bottle of champagne or wine with you on board. You can also bring up to 12 pre-sealed cans of soda or juice. You do need to bring it with you and carry it with you on your carry-on. So personally, I don't think it's worth the hassle to have to carry around all that stuff. But if you want to do that,
You go, Glen Coco.
Tip number 4 is what you bring in your checked bag. All right. So one is you want to make sure you have kind of that suitcase that you can pack all your stuff into. Of course, you want to bring clothes. You don't want to overpack, but you don't want to underpack either. Personally, if it's your first time, bring a little bit more just because you're not really sure what you're going to wear, what you won't wear. So bring a little bit more is a little bit safer. You definitely want to bring some comfortable shoes that you are going to be walking a lot in. So bring some comfy shoes. You also want to bring some nice dress-up clothes for formal night. For the guys, I personally wear a suit and a collared shirt. Recently, in the past few years, the kind of formal nights have been a lot less formal and they're more kind of like a dress to impress kind of night. So don't feel like you really need to dress up all fancy if you don't want to. But do know that there are kind of certain restrictions. You can't wear shorts, you can't wear flip-flops, things like that. There is an 80s glow night. So if you are one of those people that wants to be extra and dress up for that, you can pack your 80s gear, your glow sticks, all of that fun stuff for that night. Let's get to things to pack for your room. I personally bring an air freshener and I bring a car air freshener and a personal USB fan. Take that air freshener, I clip it into the fan, and then when I'm done with cruise, I can use that car air freshener in my car. Speaking of air fresheners, I bring little poopery. There's a link for all of these things that I buy and recommend. There's links to that below so you can check that out. I bring some poopery to keep the bathroom smelling nice and fresh. Speaking of bathrooms, in the bathroom, you get shampoo and body wash. There's like a dispenser in the shower. It's not the biggest shower, but it's enough. It does its job. If you like a particular brand of shampoo and or you want conditioner, you need to bring your own. Power. At least the interior rooms that I usually get, there's 2 outlets, and you usually want more, especially if you have a few people in your room. So you probably want to bring an extension, like a thing that allows you to plug in more things. Just be aware that you cannot bring anything with surge protection. This is a no-no on a ship because of the fire hazard. So make sure it does not have a surge protector, and also make sure you bring like your phone charger for your iPhone, things like that. Also, you can bring wrinkle release spray because there is no iron in the room. It's not like a hotel. Remember, there is the fire hazard. So you do not have an iron. You do not have access to an iron in your room. So you can bring some wrinkle release spray. You can also hang up your clothes in the bathroom to steam out the wrinkles. Embarkation day. All right, we are here. We are ready to get on our ship. All right, so you're going to make your way to Long Beach. And, here's a map for that. It's the Long Beach Pier and Cruise Ship Terminal. I like to plan getting there around 10:30 a.m. And I do this because most of the time they don't even let you onto the ship until around 11. So I figure if I get there around 10:30, I go through security, I go through kind of all that stuff. When you get to the cruise ship terminal, you're going to park in the parking garage. Know that it costs $23 a day to park your car. I think it's worth it. I just do it. Once you do that, I take a photo of where my car is so that I don't forget where I parked. Then you get all your stuff, you go down and you bring your carry-on bag and your checked bag. You give your checked bag to the luggage porter. Make sure you tip him, take care of him. And then you go into the embarkation station and you go through all the security. This is also why on your carry-on, you make sure you have your identification and also print out your itinerary, your thing that shows you that you're there. For your luggage, with your check-in luggage, you want to print out there's a tag when you check in. You want to print this out and you can either kind of staple it to your bag, or I personally buy these luggage tags, link below, just to make it so that those won't rip off, that your luggage won't get lost. So I affix this to my luggage when I check it in. Then with your carry-on bag, have your identification and you'll go through security. I'll make sure you don't bring anything illegal like my CBD gummies for sleep. I cannot bring those, things like that. Don't bring a gun. Don't bring anything. If you're not sure, check the Carnival website for things that are not allowed. All right, tip number 6, your phone on the cruise and what you're going to do with your phone. You want to make sure you bring your phone. Yes, you can unplug. You can kind of make sure you are contacted, you don't have Wi-Fi, all that stuff. But you do want to make sure that you have your phone because this is how you access the Carnival app. And this is where you can do things like you can see all the activities. You still get a sheet that shows you what all the next activities are, but the app will actually show you all the activities for the entire week. And you can also look onto the menu to see what type of food you want. While you're on your phone, make sure you put your phone into airplane mode. This prevents you from having roaming charges. So Maddie and Luis, I know you have international plans, but you still might get hit with random roaming charges because you're on a ship. The other thing to do is once you sign on to the Carnival app, I personally pay for the messaging. It's only $5 for the entire week. And this means that you can message other people, that you meet other people in your group without having to worry about messages and all of the roaming fees that come with that. Tip number 7, your first day on the ship. Woo! All right, we are here. Make sure on embarkation day, you go and do the safety check. This is really important to make sure that you do that. All right, the first thing that I like doing is heading straight to lunch.
Burger.
And the place that I go to is Guy's Pig and Anchor, the barbecue place. After I have lunch, if it's warm enough, you can also throw that swimsuit on. That's why it's my carry-on. Throw that swimsuit on and enjoy the pool, the spa, soak in some of the sun and the rays outside. The other thing you can do is walk around and get to know the ship, which leads us to tip number 8, and that's finding your way around.
It's not just big, it's huge.
And it can be really daunting and it can be hard to find things. So here are a few pro tips. Make sure you watch this Carnival Radiance cruise ship tour where I talk about and I show all the things on the cruise ship so you know what things you want to check out and where things are. All right, tip number 9 is about the food. This is my favorite thing about cruising. I love the food there. It's probably the reason that I do it. As I mentioned earlier, on Embarkation Day, I go to Guy's Pig and Anchor Barbecue.
Barbecue.
They are only open 2 days, on Embarkation Day and on Sea Day. Also, they're only open for lunch. You have only these 2 opportunities to get this amazing barbecue. Another place that's only open for lunch is Guy's Burger Joint. They have some of the best burgers, not just on a cruise ship, but anywhere. I love going there for lunch. Just remember, you can only get the burger for lunch. Another place that has limited time is the Blue Iguana Cantina. You can only get breakfast or lunch there. Another pro tip is that the Italian place, you normally need to pay extra for it, but if you go there for lunch, you can get that for free. So I will do that, kind of check out the sampler of the Italian cuisine without needing to pay for it. Another pro tip is you can order as many appetizers and desserts as you want. What is included in the price of your cruise are 2 main dinner dishes. Okay, so we have had an amazing time on our cruise. Now, unfortunately, it is time to leave. This brings us to tip number 10 for Debarkation Day. So this is the day that we leave our cruise. And here are some tips to make your life easier for this day. So on Debarkation Day, one of the things that I like doing is I carry all of my luggage off the cruise with me. So I know I said that on Embarkation Day, I give a porter my checked bag so that they can bring my luggage onto the ship. But on Debarkation Day, I prefer bringing it off myself because then I don't have to wait around, look for my luggage. It's just easier for me. However, if you do want to have that convenience, that carry off where someone brings your bag, your checked bag off, you will need to pack it and have it ready in your outside your stateroom the night before. Then also make sure that you leave a few things out of your checked bag. Things like your pajamas, your toiletries, and a change of clothes for the next day. You don't want to be that person that puts everything into your checked bag and realize that, shoot, I don't have any clothes. So if you are doing that, make sure you follow this pro tip so you don't get stranded. On Desembarkation Day, I love going to the main dining room. Breakfast is still being served. I love just kind of relaxing, having my last breakfast there to get my most bang for the buck. And then I just leave when I'm ready. Feel free to hang out for a while. They will kick you out eventually, but you can leave whenever. If you want to, get off the ship early, kind of miss the crowds, you can just leave. They will tell you that there are certain times when they'll call you by stateroom or deck, but honestly, they don't care. They just want you off the ship. So if you want to leave and they haven't called your deck yet, just leave.